Hello people, this is Code Grind, and in today's video we'll be creating a very beautiful image gallery using JavaScript and CSS. So our final project is gonna look something like this, and here we have an image in display, and up here we have the description of the image, and down here we have the thumbnail of all the other images. So if I click on any of these thumbnails, the image in display gets changed and the description also gets changed according to what we have put. So this is how this image gallery works. So let's get straight into it. So before starting with the coding part, let me explain to you how this gallery works. So basically what is happening is that have four different images over here, and the image which has the class active gets displayed over here. So in this case we have this forest image displayed over here. That means this image has the class active. But whenever I click on any other image, then the active class gets removed from the current image and gets added to the image on which I have clicked. Like if I click on this image, the active class gets removed from the forest image and gets added to the hills image. And same happens with every time we click on any other image. So this is the functionality of the gallery. Now let's get to the HTML part. So before starting everything, I need to tell you that I have an external CSS file linked over here, the index.css file, in which I will be doing all the styling part. I also have an external link for an external font called Poppins from Google Fonts, and I'll be using that for everything, for every text on the page. Now let's get started with the HTML part. First we will have a div with a class container, and then inside that we will have two more divs. Let's call the first one image view and the second one thumbnail. So the first div will basically hold the current image which is in display, and the thumbnail will hold all the other thumbnails of the all the other images. Inside that, in this we will have an image tag. We don't need the source and the alt, and why we don't need it we will get to know when we come to the JavaScript part. We will also need a span for holding the description of the image in display. Now inside the thumbnail we will have we'll have four different images. Like this, four different images, namely 1.jpg, then 2.jpg. I have named them 1 2 3 4, and I have downloaded these images from unsplash.com. It is a website from where you can get very high resolution images without any copyright issues. I highly recommend it. If you are looking for any image with non-copyright issue, you can go to the website. It has a wide range of images. So we also need to specify the alt to every image, because alt will be the thing which will be displayed in the description of the image. The first one is a forest, second one is hills, trees, and the last one will be the bridge. So this is all about the HTML part. Now let's get straight to the styling. Now as you can see over here, we have our all the four images one by one, third, and here's the last one. So all these four images are here. Now we need to do a lot of styling. So first of all, we will start by adding the Poppins font. So here it is. You can also go to Google Fonts and search for it. There are a wide range of fonts, and you can search for the font you like. Now since everything here is held inside the container div, so we will be giving a class position of relative to the container, so that we can place anything inside it freely according to where we want everything to be positioned. So let's give it a position relative. Now let's style the thumbnail, or let us just say, let's first style the current image. So current image, if you remember, it is the image which is in display. Now current image, we haven't mentioned the source of the current image. So as I told you when I was explaining the functionality, that whichever of these thumbnail images has the class active will get displayed in the image gallery. So by default the first image will have the active class, and we will have to display this by default. So let's get to the script and let's get these two elements first. Let's extract this using JavaScript. So const document.query selector, then this, and we also need the span tag which will hold the description. So now we have both of them. Now what we need to do is we need to give this one a source. So how we will give that is current image.src is equal to, the source will be from the image tag which has the active class. So we need to take this element and give it source to the current image. So we can get it by document.query selector dot active, and we can get it source by .src. So now if you will see, we have this image, forest image first, and we have the forest image repeated because we have it two times now. First for the thumbnail and then for first for the current image and then for the thumbnail. We also need to give it a description. So image test.inner HTML, and inside the inner HTML we need to get the alt of the active image. So let's just copy this and paste it here, and instead of src let's have alt. So if you see here we have forest. Now if I just change the active class from here to the second image, I will have a different image in the current image, and from here the thumbnail start, and the description has also changed to hills. So this is how active works. You might come across using active a lot if you will use JavaScript in future. So now let's design the current image. We just need to give it a width of 100% for now. So as you can see, we gave it a width of 100%, and now it has auto adjusted itself. It is completely responsive. Now we need to design the thumbnails. Now let's give it a position of absolute to the thumbnail. So there is nothing over here right now. How it will be? First we need to give it a display of grid, and we need to arrange them in columns. So grid template columns, repeat. So basically this property will give us 4 columns of which will be equal in width. Now as you can see, we have them all in different columns. Now let's give them some gapping. Grid column gap of, let's say, 0.5 m. We also need to hide the overflow, and then a bottom of, let's just give them let's say, yeah, this will be it for now. Now let's design the images which are in the thumbnail div. So for that we need to give them a width of 100%. Yeah, now you see, as soon as I gave them the width, they are now arranged in 4 columns which are equal in length, and we have the column gap as we specified over here of 0.5 m. They are just perfectly displayed now. When I hover over them, we have the cursor this, but we want to show them like they are clickable, so we need to give them a cursor of pointer. Yeah, now they have a pointer cursor over them, so they look clickable. Now let's give them opacity of 0.8. Yeah, this looks good. Now this will be it for now, I guess. Now let's position them perfectly inside the displayed image by giving a bottom of, let's say, minus 40 pixels. No, that's too much. Let's do 25. Yeah, that's good. Now since they have a position of absolute, they are on the top of the description over here, as you can see. Now let's give the images a border, say 2 pixels, solid white. Yeah, they have a good border now. Let's give a box sizing of border box, so the border remains inside the image, not outside the image. I guess this is it. Yeah, oh no, we forgot one very important thing. We need to display the thumbnails only when the viewer hovers over the container. So what we need to give it, we need to hide it at first. So opacity should be 0. So now they are not visible. Let's give them a transition of 0.5 second. Yeah, so now we need to display the thumbnail only when someone hovers over the container. So when someone hovers, this will be it, and then the thumbnail will have an opacity of 1. Let's see if it's working. Yeah, it's working completely fine. Now they are just stuck in with the displayed image. So let's give them a left and right margin also, let's say of 10 pixels. Yeah, now they look good. Yeah, it is good now. Now we need to position this description. So for that we have the class image dis. As you might remember, this is the class of the span tag over here, which will hold the description. Now let's give it a position of absolute as well. It's disappeared now. We need to position it. We need it at the top, so we need to give a top of 0 and also a left of 0. So now if you see closely, we have the text over here. If I zoom it, you can see we have the text over here. We need to give it some more styling, like let's say a background color, let's say black with some opacity of 0.5. Yeah, now it has. We also need to give it a color of white so that it is visible. Yeah, now it is visible, but we need it to be stretching across the width of the image, so we need to specify the width of 100%. Yeah, now the background is, as you can see, it is stretching across the width of the image, the complete background. Now we also need to align it to the center, so text align center. Now it is perfectly at the center, but we also need to give it some padding so that it looks good. A top and bottom padding of 10 pixel and left and right of nothing. Yeah, now let's give it a font size of, let's say, 1.5 rem. Yeah, this looks perfect now, but there is just one thing left, which is the JavaScript part, because we don't have the functioning over here right now. So as I told you, in the currently this one has active, but what we need to do is whenever someone clicks on any other image, the active class must get removed. Like if I clicked on the second image, then the active class must remove from here and add over here, like this. So this is what we need to create using JavaScript. So first let's extract all these 4 images which are in the thumbnail. For that we will need the document.query selector all function of JavaScript. So let's first extract those. Selector all. Yes, now we have them all. Now we will run a for each loop. Like this, and whenever an image is clicked on, so we need to add an Oh, there is some problem, I guess. That's right. I have the syntax wrong. Image grids, image grid, and then we need to add an event listener so that whenever it is clicked, we will run a function like this. So what will it basically do is, first we extract all the images over here, then we run a for each loop, and then we run an event listener, so whenever any image is clicked we will run a function. Now we already know what we have to do inside this. First we need to remove the active class from this image. So for that, what we will do is, we will just take the element with the class active and remove the class active from it. This is a one line syntax, and if you are working with such kind of things, it will be very important, very necessary for you to learn this. For what we did is, first we extracted the element with the class active, and then we removed the class active from it. It is a very basic sentence. Now what we need to do is, we need to add the active class to the image which is clicked. So this is how we will do that. Yeah, now this is not where it is all finished. We also need to specify the source. We need to change the source, as now the source is this, but we need to change it again and just paste it right over here. So this will get changed. Now let's see if it is working. Yeah, it is working completely fine. This is the hills. I click on it, the description gets changed and the image also. So this was it. I guess you understood how it happened. If you didn't, then just rewind it and play it again. I'm definitely sure that you will get it if you play it again. Now as you can see, it is also responsive. It is completely responsive and it works very well. So this was it. Now if you have any queries regarding it, you can drop a comments on the comments box and I will definitely clear every one of your queries. I hope you like the video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more such amazing tutorials on CSS and JavaScript, and thank you for watching.